Okay, folks, so this is a tribute reaction to two extraordinary early icons of pop rock, Don and Phil Everly, the Everly brothers, who were huge in the late 50s and very early 60s. They were huge influences on the Beatles, big time, and Simon and Garfunkel, and dozens of others. They were ranked as harmony, the, the, the best harmonies by Rolling Stone magazine of all time, number one of all time, over the Beatles, over Simon and Garfunkel, over the Bee Gees, who they were influences on as well. Excuse me. I mean, these guys, their harmonies are perfection. I mean, everything lines up. The consonants, the syllables, the vowels, everything. And they're perfect. And not only that, but they were actually really good with guitar as well, especially Don with the rhythm guitar. He's on your left there. And Phil, his younger brother, on the right. The reason this is a tribute is that Don passed away 5 days ago, and Phil, his younger brother, actually passed away 7 years ago. So our RIP to these extraordinary men and their extraordinary talent. But they will live on forever. This song was, excuse me, allergies. This song came out in 1960. This performance is in 1960. Something else happened around this time, actually, in 1960. My mom gave birth to a young boy named Dax. So yeah, boy, time rolls on, doesn't it? So yes, these guys are just extraordinary. I'm going to do a tribute on this to them with this song. And then after this, I'm going to do another of my favorites by them, Kathy's Clown. Even though they were before my time, really, my mom listened to them all the time. They came on the radio all the time when I was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And so I ran around the house singing their songs, especially Kathy's Clown. Anyway, this is their ballad. All I Have to Do Is Dream. This is from Reel in the Years Archive, the YouTube site. And let's just listen to these guys. And don't just listen to their harmonies. Listen to the guitar work on this. There's even really good drum work on this and the backup guitars as well. This song was written by Don, yeah, on the left there, the older brother, 2 years older than Phil. And 1960, that means Don was about 23 and Phil was about 21. So some young boys. This was in the UK, and their backup band on this was the Crickets, Buddy Holly and the Crickets. It was just the Crickets. Buddy Holly had tragically died in a plane crash 1 year before this performance. Wow. So let's watch them do All I Have to Do Is Dream. This is going to be fun.
We'd like to slow the tempo down just a little bit and do a ballad. We do hope you remember it, one called All I Have to Do Is Dream.
21 years old.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you. In my arms when I want you.
God, are you kidding?
And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream.
Listen to that. I'm going to back it up 10 seconds. Listen to that. All I want to do. The way they did that, it sounded like one voice. Let's listen to that again. How well they do that.
And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you
Perfection.
to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream.
The way they drug that out.
I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. trouble is, gee whiz.
Listen to that guitar by Don coming in with those licks and the way they time their vocals to those licks. Watch this last 10 seconds and listen to his, on the left, Don's guitar work on this. Ding.
Anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. I can make you mine.
Perfect.
Taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away.
Wow.
I need you.
I want to listen to the way they do Away. It just went right through my soul. Away. The vibrato in that and the juxtaposition of their voices. Let's listen to that again.
Gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away.
Whoa.
I need you so
Back
that
down.
I can die. I love you so,
Soft.
and that is why whenever I want you,
Whoa.
all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream.
All right, listen to that, how they slowed it way, drug those out, and yet they still maintained perfect harmony. Let's listen to that again. Right here, coming up.
Dream, 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 dream.
Goodness gracious. I mean, it's perfection. I mean, it's perfect harmonies. I don't know how they did that. Maybe being brothers, singing since they were young. I think they started singing when they were 7 years old or something like that. Like a lot of the greats. I mean, they start early and they find that voice. They find that inner voice. And they both had fine vocal ability as well, and just the melding of it. Each one by himself actually has a nice voice. You can hear that in many songs of theirs. They had numerous hits, and this, of course, was one of them in 1960, and they started getting their hits in 1957. But I'm just amazed by how they punctuate songs. I mean, punctuate words, and how they can mellifluously go from a little bit of a fast pace to a slower pace and still keep their vocals in perfect harmony. Wow, I mean, it's just they are the gold standard. I mean, Rolling Stone, I think, is right, probably. Them, the Bee Gees, the Beatles, Simon and Garfunkel, several others, but these guys, they may be the best. And part of it may just be the sound, not just how well they perfectly line up their consonants, but just the sound of their voices together is just dreamy. All I have to do is dream. Damn. Wow. So they were a huge influence. There's a nice little anecdote. They were being interviewed several times in the late 50s after they became famous for their pop rock. The older generation, my parents, really the generation before my parents, they were in charge of most media at the time. And so they were getting interviewed by people who were 20, 30 years older than them who, grew up on Sinatra, the big band era, and everything else. And Don said once, yeah, you were getting interviewed by people who hated our music, and they were almost snarling with their questions. And Don said the only reason he did the interviews was because he had to. And then all of a sudden in the 60s, pop rock takes off and these guys become icons. Really ironically, about the time that people really, they weren't putting out big hits anymore, like around 62, 63, 64. So they were sort of flash in the pan, so to speak, for about 4.5 years. But boy, they did a bunch of great music. So after this one, I'm going to do Kathy's Clown next as a tribute. But just hats off to these wonderful guys. Y'all let me know what you think. Catch you soon. Bye.